Hello everyone and welcome back to Film It Friday. In today's episode I'm going to be talking to you about cloud editing using a piece of software from a company called ShadowTech. Now ShadowTech are a French company that are aiming their product at gamers, but from my personal experience anything that's aimed at gamers can also work really well for video editing. So what ShadowTech are offering is a desktop client which allows you to log in to their server and give you your own virtual machine. So say you were working on quite an old laptop with an average internet connection, you could then log into their machine and you could run a high-end gaming PC with a gigabit download speed internet connection. I know that's a bit weird to get your head around, but I'm going to show you exactly how it works in a moment. So I've not tried this service yet for video editing. This is going to be my first impressions along with you. I have logged in, I have set it up, and it does take up to 15 days for them to activate it. So once you've placed that order, you could be waiting 15 days before your virtual machine is ready to go. Just bear that in mind if you're thinking about buying it. So let's jump over to the laptop and we'll get going. Okay, so once you're over on the laptop, you'll see I have an icon here called Shadow. Now this is the way that you access your remote desktop. So once you've installed this piece of software, you're going to be greeted with this menu. I am running this over Wi-Fi, but it is recommended that you plug it in via Ethernet cable, but you will get a real world example of how well this works over Wi-Fi. I have tested it, I've played some games, and it does seem to work really well. You will get greeted with this login section. You do need to register before you are able to do anything. So this is the screen you're greeted with, and you can see that the allocated bandwidth is 33 megabits a second, which isn't too bad at all. They've done demonstrations where it'll actually run on 5 megabits a second. Obviously you're not going to get an amazing performance, but it's still definitely usable. So on this screen, these are all your preferences to your machine that you're loading up. Some of these are still in beta, as you can see, experimental. The one option in here which I find really interesting is USB over IP, which means that you could plug in a hard drive and you could access all of your local media on the remote machine. I have tested this and the speeds aren't amazing. That might be because I'm on a wireless connection, but we're going to test it again anyway. So all you have to do is press start. Searching for your shadow, then it'll start your shadow up and connect to the shadow. Okay, and now I'm all set up. I'm on a machine running in France, which blows my mind a bit. There doesn't seem to be very much lag at all. See, I'm now logged in and I'm on a different machine. I know that's hard to comprehend. So as you can see, I have a windowed version of Windows running in the background. So this desktop is my local desktop and this desktop is in France, which blows my mind a little bit. And just a handy tip, Control Windows F makes it full screen. I didn't catch that the first time round that I opened it, and it took me a while to figure out how to get it windowed. So now that we're in this remote desktop, as you can see, when I move my mouse around, it's really responsive. I'm just going to do a quick speed test so you can see the quality of the download speed. Gonna press go, and as you can see we're in Paris. This is testing in Paris. So this is on the slower side. I've seen it up to a gig download speed. So it's a little bit slower than usual, but this is still amazingly fast internet. So when you finish that big YouTube project that you're working on or a massive feature-length film, you can then upload it at 100 megabit a second, which is going to be nice if you're used to something like 10 or 20 megabit like me. So we're currently running at 108 megabits upload, which is pretty impressive. Okay, so let's open Premiere for the very first time. Okay, so before we start, I just want to talk to you about that USB over IP selection that I did earlier. So yes, you can plug USB devices into your machine. I've got just a USB stick here, but the copy speed is unbelievably slow. So I'm just going to give you a little demonstration, but before I do, I'm going to show you how I did it. So you have to put it into Windows mode, or you can open the Shadow control panel just here. You need to go to USB devices and just tick the USB device that you're looking for. Once you've done that, you need to just go to your Explorer and your USB drive will be there as if it was on your local machine. Now I've got a few files on this USB stick and I just want to show you how slow the copying speed is. Now this might be due to my internet speed, but I don't know whether it's going to be usable. I did try this on my wired PC and the speed didn't look much better, but let's just see. So this file is 131 megabytes. It's not very big. It's also not very long. It's a 4K clip of a wedding I shot recently. So I'm just going to copy that onto the desktop. It's 127 meg, and you can see it's writing at 355 kilobytes a second. That's not very quick. So can you edit over USB? Let's find out. I very much doubt this is going to work over USB. You will probably have to copy the files locally. You do get 250 gigabytes on your internal hard drive, so in a server rack somewhere in France, and you can upgrade that to 1.25 terabytes for an extra £2.95 a month. So if you were planning to do video editing on it, you would probably need some kind of cloud storage device like Dropbox or Live Drive, something like that, so that you can sync your local files on your local machine to your Shadow device. Now that's a bit of a pain. It's not a deal breaker in my opinion, and I'm also going to test to see if you could actually run it off of a USB drive. So let's open up Premiere for the very first time. Seems to be working. That's a good sign. Something I have been quite impressed with is that the sound is routed directly to my laptop speakers. So if I'm watching a YouTube video or if I'm watching Netflix or anything like that, the sound comes straight through as if it was on my local machine. So I'm going to create a new project. I'm just going to call it test, as that's what the footage is called. See how long it takes to open. Okay, I mean it's not the fastest I've ever experienced, but it's definitely not slow by any means. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the footage that's on that USB key into my timeline. Just going to do one clip and see if it plays. That's going to be the interesting thing. I don't think it's going to play. Wow, not responding. Because it's so slow. That's the issue. So, oh, it's in there. It's in there. That's what it is. It's a Hugo Boss perfume bottle. Oh, I'm excited. I'm going to press the play button. Oh, it's still generating a peak file for the clip, so we're just going to hold on just 2 seconds to see if that fills up. It might work. I'd be very surprised if it did work. I'm putting this video out there so it's a real world experience of the Shadow service when it comes to video editing. You might have a different result than I get. Okay, so I'm just going to press play and see if we get any movement on the clip. And it's not playing. If I scrub through the timeline, nothing moves. Right, so I do have a local copy of this clip as well, which I copied over. So let's try that. Okay, so it's importing. It is taking quite a long time. It's taking longer than I would hope it would take. But let's see whether this one plays. Now there is not very much movement in this clip, which is probably a bad example of a clip to use. Ah, there we go. So we've got smooth playback. Well, smooth scrubbing anyway. Let's have a look at the playback. Yeah, so we've got smooth playback. So it did take longer than I was expecting to import, so I'm just gonna try that again with 3 clips. And I know it takes a few seconds to import any clip, so I'm hoping that the time it takes to import 3 clips is the same time as it took to import 1 clip. So I'm just gonna drop those in. Oh, and they're in straight away. No problem at all. And I'm assuming, yeah, they're playing. I mean, they're jumpy clips anyway. This one's quite a cool clip. But that is playing, this is 4K. The reason I picked these clips specifically is because I know that they were 4K. And it plays them no problem whatsoever. So let's just make a few cuts. Let's do a few things. Let's add some color adjustment, because that always slows down my computer. Let's add faded film look. Don't judge me for any of this, I'm just doing it to actually make it work a little bit for its money. Here we go, I'll do, and let's see if that plays. And it does play beautifully. Okay, so now that we see that it actually works, I'm going to download quite a large file from my Live Drive account, and we're going to whack it in, and we're going to see how well it plays. And also whether we get sound. That's the interesting thing. And whether you've got to mess around for ages to get it to work, or does it just work? Everything I've tried so far on the Shadow, it just works straight out of the box, or straight out of the laptop, which is unbelievable. I was expecting to be really disappointed by the service, and I'm being blown away by it at the moment. The USB over IP is a little bit frustrating. If I could plug in my 24 terabytes of hard drives upstairs, then we would be rolling, but that, like I said before, that could be my internet speed letting us down. Okay, so let's just drag in our 4K clip of Gloucester Cathedral. And we're just going to give it a second. Oh, there is sound. You can hear the sound. Let's see if it plays smoothly. Sounds like it's playing to me. Okay, now I'm impressed. I didn't have to do anything and it just works. So let me just break this down. We're on a local computer using Wi-Fi. Remember, we're using Wi-Fi. We're connecting to a remote desktop that's in France, which is running Premiere Pro CC really smoothly. I've downloaded a file from Live Drive in about 30 seconds. I've imported it into Premiere and it just plays. No messing around and it just works. I'm really impressed with that. There is a slight delay when I press play to when it actually plays, but not too bad at all. Let's just see how long it's going to take to render. I don't think it's going to take very long at all, because you get the equivalent of a GTX 1080 graphics card in this, so it should be quite quick. I think you get 16 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, so estimated time left, about 40 seconds for a 2-minute clip. I know this laptop for 4K footage takes about real time to render it. So if you had a 5-minute 4K clip, it would take 5 minutes to render it. This has got a GTX 1060 in it, so obviously this is much, much quicker. This is less than half the amount of time that it would take my laptop to render, and this is quite a high-spec laptop. If you were editing this on a 2014 MacBook Air, then it would become really, really interesting. You would get much better performance. Okay, so we're fully rendered. Didn't take that long at all, less than a minute, I'd say. And I'm just going to jump into the clip and press play. Yeah, there is an ever so slight delay, but not. I mean, you can hear my finger pressing the space button. So I'd say about half a second delay. But when it does play, it plays really smoothly, and you can drag it. Oh, look at how well that scrubs through 4K footage. I'm really impressed with that. So Shadowtek say the virtual computer that you're going to get is the equivalent to a £2,000 gaming machine or a £2,000 editing machine, and prices start at £26.95 a month, which I don't think is too bad. So if you did £26 a month times 12, so you're actually paying £323.40 a year for a £2,000 editing machine, and they also upgrade their hardware when new technology comes out, so you will always have the latest technology. So if I can find a way to get all of my current working projects onto the Shadow computer, then we will definitely be rolling, and this will be the direction that we take as a business over the next couple of months. I'm super, super impressed. You could pick up an old Chromebook, you could pick up a 2012 MacBook Air, and you could just be editing on a £2,000 gaming machine. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It did take me quite a while to get everything set up, so if you've got any questions or comments, please put them below and I will get right back to you. If there's anything that I missed and you wish that I'd covered, please let me know, and I can always put that in a separate video. If you're thinking about signing up to Shadow, I would really appreciate it if you followed the link in the description. It does support the channel and I get a little bit of kickback from every person who signs up. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'd really appreciate it if you considered subscribing so you never miss an episode of Film It Friday. See you again next week.